right?
So on the other side of the bracket, which was not casted, Dem Girlz took down Lucky Bounce, I believe, who were a surprise entrance to the international finals from NA. iBuyPower were not playing. Genesis got knocked out in two consecutive series. I believe Orbit also fell out of the bracket. So Lucky Bounce made it to the international finals and not surprisingly lost to Dem Girlz. Wow! Really? That's a poor prediction. Okay, I guess only 5 people voted. It's like, bam! One other person votes and they just swap. Yeah, there we go. That's one more vote. It's like, oh wow, 7 people voted.
Right now, Dem Girlz is the favorite, which is
some Mystic played with Kapow and it didn't go very well. I heard that Kapow were trying out with X3MW, which is very interesting.
In that online final, Dem Girlz
is X3MW Swedish? I believe he is.
Still, some would put them at #1 in the world.
I also heard he's not playing very well compared to how he used to when he was in the SK Gaming days.
Will take place on all EU servers, and now we see it evening out even more.
Yeah, people are starting to realize. Mocky are probably the favorites going into this. They're probably the favorites after like their weekend that they've been having up to this. Sweet. X3 Swedish. X3 greater than Mystic. I've not seen X3 play in a long time. Mystic is a very good player. Very good player. Just a little bit inconsistent, especially defensively. A little bit of a loose cannon. He needs solid players around him.
Yep, so we have the lobby up. We will be joining up right now and getting in.
Just got to send a message really quick.
Me and you hanging out. We'll wait for the players.
Underused screen right here. It's a cool overlay right there with the casters and the pitch.
Pulling ahead right now.
You played with X3 yesterday and he was playing very well. That's good to hear. I'd love to see X3 back in business.
Girls equals guys? Dan's game? What?
What
face?
I'm going to put all of my humanly and earthly possessions
I missed that.
on Dem Girlz for this.
What?
Humanly.
What? All of your possessions on Dem Girlz? Are you mental, James? Have you seen how well Mocky you were playing in the run-up to this? They won everything in the weekend running up to this, and they just swept their group, swept the knockouts. 3-1 Kings of Urban. Mocky are on fire in the lead up to this. I would have said they're the favorites, and in fact, I expected them to win this match.
First with Remco. He is
I can't believe you would bet your house on this, James.
On Dem Girlz. So good in the air, Remco.
Remco is very good in the air.
Sicky going for that
Excuse me for looking off the screen really quickly.
Remco.
A big clear.
Maestro going to try to get that out, and it looks like a big pinch. Launches that ball out of the zone. And now Pashy going to try to clear this out. Working with Turbo. Maestro shuts it down.
Excuse me for looking away. Okay, we're good.
Remco
Looks like we didn't miss much.
Sicky spitting that ball out at top speed. Maestro gets the stop in mind game smashing. Now he's dribbling it straight.
Maestro's got great mind games in 3v3. Great mind games.
What a great highlight that would have made right there with that huge mind game. Really well played.
We're at F3 nowadays. If I'm not mistaken, F3 thought that Royale International Finals had already happened, and they didn't play it because they didn't know it was on. Because they're all silly beans.
Right now, Dem Girlz coming out.
Did I see the new cars? Yes, I
putting
did.
The pressure on Mocket, but Turbo gets a huge clear. Everybody missing. Fortunately, Greasy.
The double whiff, classic strategy from Mocky.
Dem Girlz working together. Greasy going up for that pass. Does get the block. And now Remco tries to kick that up off the lip. Sicky getting the touch up into the air. And now Maestro going for with the delayed play.
Yeah, he didn't really do what he wanted. He was definitely trying to do something different there.
Still not able to
lost control of the ball a little bit.
Yeah, Mocket maybe seeing a little bit through that play. It was a great attempt, but you know, after you get one dribble play in, they're going to be on the lookout for that one a second time. It's going to make it a lot harder.
Actually, to the contrary, I believe that like dribbling repeatedly is perfectly fine. Oh, good try by Maestro. That was scoreable actually. Very barely scoreable. But what I was going to say is, like, if you do, like, one dribbling move to your opponent, especially if you fake him, then the next time you dribble at him, he's going to be thinking about that. Like, you've given him more things to think about. Like the fake, the, popping it, or just you know, shooting it, drilling it through underneath him with a under 50-50 as it were. Oh, so Maestro, or Greasy rather, tried to just clip the ball with the side of his car as he drove past without jumping, because he wanted to make a quick recovery after a wall hit, but he barely missed it.
You see off the corner, Turbo just kind of hanging out.
None of the pressures really resulted in anything though. It never looked threatening for the Makiyu goal.
Maestro gets the block, gonna put it off the ceiling. Remco tried to get that touch, but Sicky hits it out. A bump from Turbo at mid, and the back hit relieves some pressure for Mockett and gives them the opportunity to start making some offense happen.
Yeah, or at the very least, probably try and collect some boost. I'm sure they were starting to run out for a little while there. When you have so much pressure that's that unrelentless, and you're trying. Oh no!
It's up to Pashi to get this.
Remco with the first goal of the series.
Yeah, Pashi just not quick enough here.
Look at this. It actually hits the ceiling and drops.
Like, Pashi's, he took a really inefficient route on the wall. He went up, ball hit the ceiling, then he came back down. If he just didn't drive up so high, he would have been able to meet that ball halfway up. So Pashi just not reading that ceiling bounce.
Instead of trying to hit that, it's a tough call. He almost got
Mason bring up a good point again, that the thing that happens to you when you play against Dem Girlz is that they try to steal your corner boost a lot. Oh, it's just gonna get slammed in. Not the best clear here by Sicky, or Turbo missing, Sicky jumping before the hit even happened. What's up, this is Smaz TV rather.
There's nothing you can do except to like hopefully position your car in the appropriate spot, and he was able to. But unfortunately, when
I'm not sure if I would credit that play by Sicky, honestly. It was, I mean, he saved it, but jumping preemptively did it really increase his likelihood of saving any shots? I don't know, probably not. It definitely decreased the likelihood of him getting a clear.
Leaving Sicky vulnerable there, so a little bit of defensive lapses early on by Mockett. We'll see.
What was I talking about before that goal?
Philip,
somebody try to remind me.
Of the best of 5 series, this is the winners bracket.
Oh yeah,
final.
boost. So Dem Girlz love to steal the boost in the corner. So do all the top teams. People just nab that boost in the corner on their way out of attack. But Dem Girlz in particular are so good at that because they just prevent the ball from getting out of the opposition half. They're always intercepting clears, making tackles. They never take themselves out the game needlessly with going for dunks or prediction plays. They just, you know, they just play the ball really well. They play the ball really fast.
This guy likes to be as we see Greasy getting the long clear, putting it over for Sicky to handle. A bump from Maestro doesn't mess up Sicky. Pashi still able to make that play. Remco, Greasy getting a demo as Dem Girlz. Oh, Maestro's
the lag from NA.
Oh no, Turbo was back. I did not see him make it there, but
so Maestro's alone.
Buying a lot of time for Dem Girlz. Both players able to come in with full boost.
Look at that position from Remco. That's just so good by Remco. This is like the V formation that I've been talking about a lot. Like, just, he's already barely on the other side of the pitch, and he can get that ball because he's positioned on the far side of the pitch. If he's positioned on the same side of the pitch as Greasy there, that aerial is so much more difficult. But because he's already there on that side of the pitch, he can get up so much faster than the defense. And intercept it. So really well played by Remco. Good positioning. You can even call it to, you know, make the pass to the back post. Like, you can call that for Greasy to slam it across the goal rather than just at the near post. But yeah, Makiyu just not intercepting as many passes as they had to. They looked pretty safe for a while, then all of a sudden it just fell to pieces. With Pashi missing a wall clear being a big turning point, because 2-goal lead is very, very difficult to come back from if you're a defensive team like Makiyu.
Showing that why they're considered, you know, potentially the #1 team in Europe. There was just relentless pressure that entire game. We barely saw it get out of the Mockett half. I mean, look, they have 2 shots compared to 10 shots. Really telling sign of who was the aggressor in that game.
Talking earlier about other stats, I'd be interested to see possession-based stats, like how many player, or let's say you get a hit of the ball and the next player to hit the ball is another one of your team. I think that should count as a point, like a pass, as it were, or something. And how many players can make successful passes, like hitting the ball and then the next person to hit it is a teammate. That should be a pass, you know. You can count it.
All the country flags.
I deleted your Steam. I had to purge my Steam friends list. It got full, so if I deleted any of you, I'm sorry. If you desperately need me, then feel free to add me again. But I needed space on my friends list, so I just deleted a whole bunch of people who weren't like pro players or people that I'm coaching or things like that.
Was following a little bit too closely, and now Pesci versus Remco. Remco gets the
Turbo's got a good time here. Well done by Turbo to control that. It's a reasonable play. Trying to take Maestro out of the game, not able to do so.
Keep it at half. Pesci.
I really hope that we're able to see Mocket step it up on the offensive front. We've been praising their defensive play ever since we came on the cast.
Like an air dribble, like a seal air dribble where you're carrying the ball on top of your nose like that, just like bobbing it along like above your head, is much easier to intercept than an air dribble where you kind of get behind it and force it in. Like Gambit loves to do that. Just he gets the height on the ball, then he gets in behind it and just forces it into the goal, dunks it at the finish as well.
Not something that you see people do at the lower levels, or certainly when you're playing with random players. You got to trust your teammates and know that they're reading the fact that you're actually going to kick it back into your own team's half, which normally would be.
I've been impressed by Mason's color casting, by the way. Very good color casting.
Direct where that ball goes. You can pass it directly to a teammate, trust them to clear it all the way back, so you can continue your assault. So really heads up stuff.
Possession, something that top teams are so much better at than other teams. And now Mocket trying to make something happen. Shut down.
Reasonable try, not the best infield pass right there. Of course, the infield pass is a great strategy. There it is. There's the infield pass. I think it's believable, but a good goal nonetheless. Well done. Nobody's challenging that ball, so it's a big mistake by Mocky not to challenge that. Oh, let me get rid of that. There we go.
High-level pass plays that come out of the EU side.
Dem Girlz.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not making fun of the casters. The caster's job is different from my job. So them saying things that are different from what I'm saying is totally fine. Like, they have a different job. No way! That's so lucky. That's so lucky by Turbo. It's a good first hit by Turbo. Not sure if it's on purpose. I'm pretty sure it wasn't on purpose, mate. So lucky. Oh yeah, guys, I'm just gonna make a 1-2 with the post right here.
Oh boy.
And that's why we leave goalkeepers in net. Well done.
Canister off the kickoff. That would have been an easy goal. It's the player who left the net right there.
What were we saying?
Turbo, you gotta just commend him.
Forgotten what we were saying before that goal. Oh yeah, the color casting is different from what I'm doing because I'm allowed to be as critical as I want because this is just like, you know, I'm just doing a review, so I can be super critical. I guess I can even make fun of people to some degree within reason, but I would never do that if I was casting. I would never try and make any player or team be in a bad light, as it were. You always try and put things in a different kind of, you phrase it differently. Like, I wouldn't say, wow, what a terrible play by Greasy, just an arbitrary player, but Greasy. Oh, what a terrible play by Greasy. I would say something more like, oh, that's not the best play by Greasy. We'd expect better than that from a player of his caliber. Something like that, you know? I'm pointing out the mistake, but at the same time, I'm saying that Greasy's a fantastic player and that we would expect more from him, or that he would be disappointed in himself for making a mistake, which is uncharacteristic of him. That kind of thing. Totally fine for me to, you know, be a lot more blunt when I'm doing this, though, because I'm not providing entertainment or, you know, trying to help these people, the players and teams, build their brands during an event and try and make the tournament in as good a light as possible. So do not think that I'm making fun of the casters or, you know, saying that they're doing a bad job if I say something slightly different than they do. It's their job to be entertaining and hype, and I'm totally fine with that. They're very good at it.
And now Greasy's going to try to pass that out. Maestro in a good position.
Doing caster analysis. I guess I am. Color casting analysis. Good air roll by Remco.
But Turbo gets the win.
Necessary air roll to try and get this solid connection on that ball.
You know, hard to judge, especially when someone's coming off of the wall. You don't know where they're going to put it. They have so much space to play with in terms of where they place that ball. So props to Turbo for making that stuff and really shutting down that potential offensive drive, at least for a small bit right here.
It's a bit of a panic hit by Turbo, but nobody We Dem Girlz challenged it.
The ball almost rolling in. Pashy there to make the save.
I'm surprised Pashy jumped for that, because he had lots of space. I would have expected him to wait for the bounce.
Boosting up, puts that pass out. Maestro gets the
Sicky's
save,
got a
and now
really
Greasy
slow recovery
completely
time. That's very
covers.
dangerous for Pashy to go for that.
Really scary because you saw that a market player actually hit that ball as well too. So
Whiff by
if he
Remco.
hadn't been in position like he was, that probably would have been a goal. So hats off to them for making sure that they just keep parity here.
It's a decent bump attempt, actually.
Beautiful upside down aerial.
Who won the series? Wait and find out, dude.
3 seconds left. Time
This
counting
could be
down.
dangerous. Nope, Maestro's gonna shut that down. Or there we go.
And we have overtime here in game 2. We Dem Girlz versus Mocket EU. We Dem Girlz up 1-0 in the series. Mocket trying to get a win of their own. Now we have Greasy going up, gets that touch into the middle. Turbo.
Turbo, not the best clear. He got the dunk, though.
And the third touch, Turbo.
Good work by Turbo
Trying to
after
keep
the initial
that
bad
ball
clear,
out
just
of the
straight
hands
down the
of
middle.
Dem Girlz. Now Greasy.
It's good
off
work
the
to
wall,
recover
gets a
and
touchdown
keep
into the mid. This
following
one's
up.
gonna be off the backboard. Not able to break that one up, but Remco does get it when it lands. Mocket looking very good so far, getting a lot of pressure. Greasy gets the touch. Remco's gonna
Maestro
wait for it,
and
gonna
Greasy
try to
both going
dribble
for the
this
same
one
ball,
out.
and
Misses
Remco
it,
missing.
misreads it.
Lots of
Leaves it
mistakes here
open
by
for
We Dem
Turbo
Girlz.
to make
Lots
the
of
play.
mistakes.
And now Pashy up. Oh, and then the bump coming out from Turbo. Mocket looking very good in this overtime so far.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I was just about to say I'm really liking the offensive pressure that Mocket is putting
tiredness
on.
is
They
showing.
really should have done this a little bit before OT, but at least they're stepping it up right now. Although we now see a possession change going into
Just a
their
complete
half.
whiff on the
Nice
demo
save
right
by
there.
Pashy
That was,
right
I think
there.
Maestro
With
just
a big
whiffing the
clear
demo
Remco,
completely.
backflip, man. This could be very bad for them, but Greasy Maestro's going to meet that one on the wall.
Oh, that's
I
rolled
like the
off
offensive
both
pressure
the
that
ceiling
Mocket is
and the
putting on right
floor.
now. This is what they need to do.
Turbo should have moved in closer there to try and rebound that ball immediately,
Counterattack
because the
from We Dem
pass off the wall
Girlz,
was
though.
very, very
Remco's gonna put
obvious.
this off the backboard. Sicky breaks that up. Great defense by Sicky.
It's a great read by Sicky right there.
Greasy gets the touch over. Turbo making that hit off the corner. Remco shutting it down, but that's going to bounce out perfectly for Pashy to get a long shot. Greasy getting it just by Turbo. And now Maestro going to try to get this out into the middle for Remco. Remco waiting for it, but Turbo.
Who were the NA teams in the finals? We Dem Girlz knocked out Lucky Bounce to make it to this game, and Mocky U knocked out Kings of Urban to make it to this game. 3-1 Mocky U versus Kings of Urban, and I believe 3-0 We Dem Girlz against Lucky Bounce.
Has time to rotate back and set up defensive positions.
Thoughts on the new Ianix roster?
I was really impressed with that.
And a big block from
I mean,
Greasy.
no one would argue that Moses is an improvement over J-Ra mechanically,
Attack, but now
and
ball just ping-ponging back and
just
forth.
as an
Both
individual
teams
player,
fighting
he's
for
more
possession.
solid and
We are over
reliable.
2 minutes
Whether
into
that's going
overtime,
to
and
result in
shot
a better
from
team is
Sicky
yet to be
just
seen.
goes wide.
You
Mocket
can't just
still
take,
putting on the pressure.
you know,
Remco
Team A
misses
and
that
replace
hit.
him with not Team A. You can't just
Now
say,
Greasy will
oh,
use to
player
get
B's
full
better than
boost.
player A individually. Let's just put him in
Crosses
player
across
B's
the front of the
place
net are
in his
so
team,
scary to try
and
and
bam,
defend
better
as a
team.
defensive
There's a
player.
lot more that
Because your
goes on
camera
than
is
that.
swiveling. You have no idea
Like
when and
internal
where
things,
the offensive
team
player is gonna,
communication.
take that shot and place it.
But the
ball is moving
Ianix
so
roster
quickly, you have to
definitely
have
have a
incredibly
good
fast
chance.
reflexes, and on top of that, you really have to be able to predict where the ball might be going. So it's almost a guessing game.
Kings of Urban,
You're
not Kings of
kinda,
Urban.
you know, betting
Mocky,
on
you do
your
have a very,
defense
very,
to carry you through.
like, safe style
Remco
man.
forcing
in
the issue. We Dem Girlz and Mocket, they are at a stalemate
in
here, 3
3v3.
minutes
So
in
safe,
to
so
this
defensive.
overtime. Good chances for both
It's a
sides.
good touch by
Neither one
Pashy,
able to get
intercepting
that goal. You
Greasy's
can see
head.
Greasy with the bump
Wow.
on Sicky
What happened to
trying
Genesis? Moses
prevent
left them
that from
and
happening.
joined the old Vex lineup, who are now
Look at
called
these
Ianix, or
aerial plays coming out. Both
Ianix,
teams today are
Ianix, I don't know how
so
you say it.
doing it really accurately.
Somebody wrote it in the chat,
To
Eanix.
get that high into the air,
So
you
we
need
now
to
have
make sure that
Moses,
you're being efficient
Turtle,
about
and
it,
Garrett G
capitalizing the
on
threats
that
that you're
team,
trying to
and
make.
Pluto and
Otherwise,
Quinn are
you
still
basically
doing,
can go
doing
out of the
tryouts
way,
for
you
a
have no
replacement for
momentum left, you're
Moses.
just gonna fall to the ground, and you're gonna need to take some time to try and, you know, fetch up some boost. So it's really, oh no, not like this. Oh, great save by Turbo Pulsa.
And all players missing. Sicky's going to get that shot on net. Maestro
Oh, Maestro.
gets the save. Both of
We're gonna
these
see
teams
double 5 minutes, oh
not
dear.
able to get the goal. Remco's going to try to pass that off the wall into the mid. It's going to be there for Greasy. Pashy.
Great
lets it
touch by
bounce off
Pashy. He's
his
not gonna
hook.
win the
Smart
bounce- the
play
bounce,
to
the
kick
boost,
that one
though.
into the corner. But oh, Greasy just
Maestro
missed that by
not
Maestro.
reading that.
Remco with the shot.
no.
Oh,
off
that
the
should have been a
post.
goal for We Dem Girlz.
Man, really scary plays coming in from We Dem Girlz right now. Mocket just stuck in their own half on the goal line. They're playing.
Mystic should go to Genesis, but dude, you can't play across like Europe to America for RLCS. I'm pretty sure they want an RLCS player.
But We Dem Girlz just not letting them have that breathing room.
We are approaching 5
Yeah, it's gonna approach the double overtime, for goodness sake.
Double Rocket League game here. As these
Mockey's style is it's effective, but man, I wish they would just let loose.
If they take this win down, it would be devastating for Mocket, being 2 games down, having to get that reverse sweep. But Mocket, if they can get this, they will stay in a good position to tie it up 1-1.
A reverse sweep, by the way, is where one team wins consecutive games up till 1 win away from winning the series, and then the other team wins all the rest of the games to come back and sweep it. I wouldn't call it a reverse sweep if one Team A wins game 1, Team B wins 2 games, and then Team A wins 2 games. That's just kind of a trade. Good read by Pashy. He did indeed know.
Yeah, this pressure is absolutely insane right now. I mean, I don't feel like we've seen the ball.
It's not that much pressure, to be honest.
Greasy off the backboard.
I don't think that was an accidental hit either. I think that was a deliberate hit. I might be wrong, but I think it was deliberate.
It's the pop for his teammate. Remco breaks it up. Pashy almost making some magic happen there. And that was going to be on target, but Maestro.
Yeah, Lucky Benson, Timothy, Darkfire, September, and Torment. Excuse me for yawning. This overtime is killing me.
Not able to get that touch. Pashy. That ball going out into the mid. Turbo gets the clear.
Oh, that's such a waste from Turbo. Oh my, what?
Backflip, man, and Remco not able to get the save.
That's such a bad play by both teams. That hit from Turbo was so bad. He had all the space and he passed the ball to We Dem Girlz, and then We Dem Girlz were just like, "Oh, here you go, have it back," and they just gave it straight back to him. That's oh, I didn't like that at all.
And then followed up by the Fields backflip.
Look,
3 times Neuer. Look at the saves.
I have never seen 14 saves.
3 times Neuer, of course, the German national goalkeeper. I don't know if he still is, but he was a fantastic shot stopper.
Incredible. That was.
Turbo had a good game, but I still think that touch at the end was not the highest percentage play. Like, just hitting the ball straight at We Dem Girlz. Most of the time, they're just redirecting it into their own corner, and the attack is ended. But the fact that they just failed completely and centered it, man,
that is a huge,
poor.
Huge confidence booster there, getting that goal at the end.
Yeah, they absolutely scrapped for it, and they definitely
Turbo, what a great game though. Double savior, both
really
goals, good shots, probably good pressure throughout, very involved.
You have to clear it out. And unfortunately, they also sent 2 players for that same ball, so the third person back, the Otis.
I do like Maestro's profile picture on Steam, the lion with the multicolor.
Yeah,
it's very nice, very nice.
That whole game, over 10 minutes of Rocket League, leading down to that one Fields backflip, man.
And it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we have a backflip, and that's game. GG. Don't backflip when you're fast aerialing. Today we learned something.
In the grand final. So a lot for that these teams are fighting for. Maestro's going to put this up the side. Gets a long clear. Greasy going for that second touch. Does get it out to Maestro. Maestro puts it in the upper 90. Beautiful team play.
The upper 90. The American casters love the upper 90.
There's very little that you can do as a defender to
that air roll by Maestro into that shot. Notice how he air rolled to the right, and then he side flipped into the ball to get a favorable hitbox. That keeps the ball really low. You can get a very precise, hard hit on the side of the ball by air rolling to the side before hitting it.
This time just 30 seconds in and another shot on net. Remco
is a good touch by Remco. Some people would think, oh, look at Remco saving his teammate's shot. But actually what he's trying to do is just redirect the ball upwards into the ceiling. Then it's going to fall back down for one of his teammates or even himself to hit a second time.
Possession change. Remco, wow.
Really he's going to get the second touch. He's going to do it. He's going to do it.
Oh my goodness.
Nah, he's not going to do it. Unless he can dunk that all the way, he's not going to do it. How you doing, Buff McHuge, large?
So much more dangerous for the Mocket defense, but unfortunately he tanked in the air. Oh my gosh. these shots just raining in from Dem Girlz, but Mocket.
It doesn't matter if you shoot it straight at the goalkeeper, though. Oh.
I would hate to be in their shoes, though.
Mocky, you do give away the ball
Save
quite a bit
after
this
save
game.
for Mocket yet again. Mocket's defense being tested early yet again. Not the greatest hit from Greasy, but Remco is there. Remco in the back. Gonna get this full boost at the
This
half.
is the classic
Waiting for his
Remco position,
opportunity to
just
come in and
chilling
make
at the
something
back.
happen. Goes for the pass off the backboard. Sicky is gonna break that up. And
What?
Remco predicted
What is
the jump
that?
by Pashy.
Was there a shot coming
Ended up
in?
just missing completely.
Holy, I felt like the boost seal was
We've
the
seen
play,
so
but
many good center
Remco,
Greasy.
he smelt blood in the water. And Pashy's or Sicky's returned to the favor. Remco just got bumped in his own net.
It would have been very difficult for them to get up in time to make that save, so it was really critical that Greasy shut down that shot when he did. But that takes a lot of skill and a lot of technical knowledge about where that ball might
Greasy
be
doesn't
going.
have the what?
Yes, these guys so good at anticipating bounces. And look at that set. Oh, an attempted set by Maestro, but that
Two
one was
people up
shut
for
down
that from Dem
by
Girlz.
Sicky. The auto cam freaking out right there.
Yeah.
I did not know what that was about, but Greasy up in the air, gonna get that touch. Remco
Sicky,
in the
no one to
back.
follow up that center.
That's a great pass.
And now
Okay,
we
good
see
interception though
a
by
center
Maestro.
opportunity. Turbo's up in the air.
Oh,
but
okay.
Remco
Somebody should have been up to defend that a little bit earlier maybe for Dem Girlz, but they got it in time. You only of course need to clear the ball before it goes in front of your net, or into a scoreable position rather, which is usually just in front of your net, or slightly to the side depending on the angle.
Beautifully and many times, but I think that's also a really good testament to how strong Mocket's defense is. I think against any other team with a weaker defense, this would be an extremely high-scoring game in favor of Dem Girlz because their assault has been relentless. Look at that. There's another one. In
Oh, that's not a good clear by Sicky.
Right back.
And now Sicky missing his opportunity to bump that
Like,
one up. Maestro gets
the
the touch. Pashy.
Mistakes that Mocky are making are just to do with, I mean, they're frustrating Dem Girlz really well.
And now
But
Sicky's gonna put this back on
occasionally
net,
I
but
feel like they're too
Remco
defensive.
Gets the huge clear there.
And they're getting
And now
massive
Maestro's gonna try to get
let-offs.
that touch.
Dem
Oh,
Girlz, yeah, there it is.
Remco!
I was gonna say Dem Girlz are just
Capitalizes on
missing
that
their
missed hit from
shots,
his
but they
teammate.
finally hit one.
Maestro, you know, unintentionally mind gaming the defense here by missing. He really was trying to go for that second touch, but the defense.
Yeah,
it's
somebody
such a
should
hard
be
hit when
reading
toss when the
Remco.
defense
There
is
was
playing
ball
the
watching
player
going on there
who
for
plays the
sure.
ball.
Too many people
I
were
think
just
in
ball
that
watching,
case,
looking at what Maestro was doing.
really have
Nobody
to
was
try
looking
to
at
be clear
Remco
and trust that they're
approaching.
gonna hit it. In that case, he
Dem
missed.
Girlz is able to get the
And
goal.
unfortunately, the defense was all moving.
Do I think
So trying
Gambit?
to
Do you think
deliver
IBP
that
would be
ball to
better if it was
face on-
only
Oh
Gambit
my
1v3?
goodness,
No, of
that's
course
crazy.
not.
What was that save? Highlight reel stuff. Yeah.
Dem Girlz can not only shoot, but they can make saves. And now Maestro's gonna try to get this past Pashy.
This game is
Awkward pop
so
out
slow
mid.
compared to
Pashy
normal
does
Dem
get
Girlz
there in
game.
time.
I think Dem Girlz is trying to make a slight adaptation because Mocky dealt with them so well last game. They felt let's just stop shooting straight at the goal. Maybe go for some
You saw
demos and
Maestro
passes
was trying to get the
and things
demo
like
on
that.
Sicky. Physical play coming out from these European sides. As now Sicky falls back. Maestro going for that shot. That one easily blocked by
Oh,
Sicky. But then
rip.
Sicky, there you have it, getting blown up.
Yeah, I mean, oh man.
The net's wide open.
Oh,
I feel like Pashy should just be hanging on the line right there to cover more angles instead of like getting in a position where the ball can go over his head.
Gonna get a little bit of a breather.
No way. Okay, I thought that's how it was gonna end. That would have been horrible. Oh! Well played by Turbo to put it into the danger zone,
Getting
but
that
this
goal,
is
18 seconds left
poor,
on the
poor
clock, but you
play.
saw here he just put a lightning bolt into the middle. Remco tried to get there.
I mean, to be
for
fair,
a
I think
shot
Remco
on
just
net,
got
ended up
bumped
just
by
putting it in,
Sicky,
and Mocket is still
so
alive, 18 seconds,
that's
plenty of time
pretty
to
unfortunate.
get a goal, but they will have to make it happen quickly. This is the opportunity. Maestro does get a good hit out into the corner. Now 10 seconds left. Mocket needing to tie this up.
Fast. Greasy with him whiff.
No way. Okay,
No.
I had a feeling that was gonna be it.
It's still
Oh
up.
wait,
Turbo must not have enough boost to go for it.
Greasy didn't go for it either.
And now
No
as soon as
way.
that ball
Okay,
hits the ground,
it's
it's
good
gonna be
tackle by
over.
Greasy.
Sicky, I don't think he can get back in time.
Oh, he
He's
got it.
alive.
Let's take it. Why are we still in Greasy Cab? This is the final. This is not the final. This is the winner's semi-final.
Oh no.
Oh, and that is gonna be
The loser of this series goes on to play the winner of the losers bracket finals, or goes on to play the winner of Kings of Ribbon versus Lucky Bounce. So that is the loser of this game will play Lucky Bounce and Kings of Ribbon or Kings of Ribbon in the next round. Then the winner of that will go on to play the winner of this game that we're currently looking at.
Play defense, but the Dem Girlz offense proving to be just too much, and now Dem Girlz one game away from punching their ticket to the grand final.
Punching their ticket, that's right.
Play the winner of the losers final. And if you guys want to see what the standings are, what the bracket has been, go to
honestly, so far, a really interesting match of styles. I'd love to watch more games from these guys because Dem Girlz, of course, their bullying style is not working to the greatest of effect, and I feel like passing is always the way to beat people who are just sitting in the net. Shooting straight at them is not the way to score. So I want to see infield passes. Looks like, oh, there you go, beautiful infield pass, right as I said. But that being said, they were able to get the victories in the games 1 and 2, or games 1 and 3 anyway. Dem Girlz were.
Great play because they don't usually have enough time to turn around or reverse directions. It takes
you just
a little
need
bit
more,
too long. Even a second, like
you know,
a whole second in Rocket League is like an eternity. So you really got
to need more games of these teams playing. I'd love to see them both play flipside more, of course, as well.
Unfortunately, for Mocket, they're not going to be able to make a center out of that mistake.
Players so good at dribbling the ball out. If you make a mistake and don't hit it hard enough, you give them plenty of time to make incredible saves.
Wow.
That was a decent shot, but the pass was definitely the better option. If Greasy had just drilled that straight at Remco was wide open for the pass, and Maestro whiffing it now. That's going to change over the hands of pressure.
Showing up in force, but this has been the tale of this series. It's just Dem Girlz really being the aggressor.
They usually are.
So good in the air, off the backboard. And this game, we've been seeing a lot of physical play come out. And look at that team passing play. Another
again, like that. I don't think that Remco was going for a pass there.
That ball pops straight up.
But he got one.
You can see Remco just trying to get back, needs to get some boost.
Well done by Greasy to wait for that ball to bounce. Just like you would wait for the ball to bounce on the floor before hitting it further, you wait for it to bounce on the back wall. You have the same effect. The ball will just go further and faster.
Remco getting the clear, trying to follow it up, almost gets that block. But Dem Girlz right now on the defensive by Mocket. Mocket trying to get something.
It's a bit of a change of plan here from Mocket.
Try and step up their offensive pressure because we've seen it time and time again so far where they're just caught on the back foot and not able to make.
I'm pretty sure that the original plan for Mocket was to just play defensive, soak up all the pressure, and just win. Then when we saw Dem Girlz taking 2 games, Mocket have decided to take it to them, which is very impressive that they can just change their play between games. Even to the extent that they, change the people you play with.
Dem Girlz not making it easy for Mocket, denying bounce after bounce off the backboard. As you can see,
I just
Remco
misspoke.
denying
That's
that
hilarious.
bounce off the backboard again. Dem Girlz like spider pigs on that wall.
Oh, what is this?
Yeah, I mean, it's so.
What?
Oh, wow, Turbo.
Excuse me, Remco. What is he doing? What is that? What is this, Remco? What? How you doing, Flight Siesta? How you doing? That play by Remco is amazing. Just dunking on Maestro in the corner, then scoring in his own net. That's up there with Kronobi's reverse own goal from his own half. Amazing. What a play by Remco.
Knocking that in with the help of Turbo Pulsa. And now we have Mocket EU up with just 2 minutes left to go. Dem Girlz needs to score.
What a way to lose a goal as well. Like, that's so tilting. Absolute lack of trust, a panic in defense.
The final game.
Sort of thing you would expect to see from
and now
Lachinio. Oh, Remco again with a bad clear.
Really fortunate that Maestro read
Not the
that
best save by Remco. Or defense performance by Remco this series.
Get those balls away from the net off of the backboard because if you let them bounce off the backboard, they're probably going to settle in front of your goal, and that makes a really easy scoring opportunity.
Don't soft. Oh my goodness. I meant to say don't soft clear it. Like, they had so much time to control that ball, they were like jumping at it.
Hard enough where it does fall in front of your net anyway, and that's exactly what they're able to do.
Okay, lack of trust again from Dem Girlz. Not the best shot by Pashy though.
That might have been a goal opportunity, but nonetheless, Mocket having the majority of
again, Turbo a little bit too close. He wanted to be there for the fast center, but if you try and figure out what's happening when that ball comes across from the corner, it's not being centered quick past the goalkeeper very often at all. It's most likely gonna, if it does make it across the goal, it's gonna be bobbling or bouncing or just arcing, which you want to be further back for. Oh, what a pass!
Looks like he was going for the bump.
It's a great pass, and then Remco whiffing. Oh my goodness.
Out of his mind right now.
Great pass. Another good pass, but good interception. Oh dear. This game is absolutely shambolic. Remco nearly missed as well by the sounds of things.
I thought Remco was going to put this high. As soon as he hit it, I was like, oh my goodness, it's going to hit the post. And then it just sneaks on.
James, that's not a post. Ah, that's a crossbar. What have I done?
If Dem Girlz can take
oh,
this game,
flip.
they will not
What's the hotkey for minimizing something? I've maximized a window and I don't know how I did it. Oh no! Guys, help. What did I just press to maximize a window?
Oh! Pashy!
Wait a minute, I looked away. Hold on. Oh no, I've maximized a window on my other monitor and I don't know what to do.
Best of 5. So huge play from Remco.
Yeah, and I want to point out
oh! Pashy!
That's just a massive misplay by Greasy. It's huge misplay by Greasy. Initially soft clearing it straight into Sicky or Turbo, and then again into Pashy. He's got to hit that forwards. But yeah, it's not a post. The top of the goal is a crossbar. It's not a post. The posts are at the side. You silly bean, James Bott.
Positioning himself beautifully. 3 seconds. I don't think it's gonna be it.
So Remco had that open net goal.
Oh, don't call it yet. Okay. Now you can probably call it.
Put Dem Girlz
probably.
Through, but
yeah,
Pashy with just 10 seconds
oh.
left. You can see Greasy just stopped him.
Windows button down arrow.
10 seconds. Pashy.
Is that what I pressed?
Good positioning.
No.
Pretty much forced Greasy to hit it over to him. There's really not much of a play Greasy could do. Pashy played that beautifully, and now you can see 5 shots.
I'm so confused. I did something to a window. It's just like a full screen window of my Twitch dashboard, and I don't know how to make it go away. What have I done? Oh well. F11.
On the line right here. This game's so
hey, it was F11. How did I press that by mistake? Thank you, Withering Hearthstone.
Moves on as the winner. They have to be defeated twice in the grand
Thanks for the F11 advice. Alt F4. Hey, Lamau. Beautiful advice from Torix. You got me.
So, although neither one of these teams is out of the tournament, they are fighting for that huge advantage of having to be knocked out.
This was always going to be a close series. I think 3-2. I would have said 3-2 Mock, which is going to sound like I'm just trying to, you know, sound clever because I know the score is going to be 3-2. But genuinely, I thought Mocket were the favorites after when I saw how they were playing on the day, and I saw them in the run-up to this tournament. They really looked on fire.
More shots, you know, tallied on Dem Girlz' net, and you know, I think they only had 1 save, I think, tallied for them as well. So showing that they were able to, you know, control the pace of the game a lot more, and they ultimately, you know, came out with a victory as a result.
Greasy again, just nearly messing up a clear. And oh, these clear balls are just not working. I can't believe there's no hype for that crossbar shot.
Dem Girlz can clear it, they can't.
Oh, and that's gonna be.
Oh no!
Man, clenchy bum time for Dem Girlz. They're just getting flying Dutchman or Dem Girlz. This is what those teams do to you.
A bunch of whips coming in from both sides, though.
Is this Mock roster better than the Mystic roster? I think anyone would be foolish to say no to that question. I mean, the results in this one weekend is enough to say that they're the best Mock it's ever looked. Which, I mean, I think most people would have expected the new roster to be better, just because Turbo in it is probably the best player that Kapow had, and Mystic is probably the worst player that Mocket had, but Mocket, or rather Mystic, is still a great player. Are the casters officially announced for qualifier 2? I do not think so. In case you're like asking me that in the run-up to the question about me going, I've not heard anything about it. So. What? Maestro just tripped on the post. Oh no. We're not even going to see it on the replay, but Maestro fell over. He just fell off the post.
Unfortunately, just not enough. That ball he just had its way with that goal. I don't know if he got bumped, but he definitely was rushing back to the defense.
He fell over.
He might have hit that lip of the net.
I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened. Who knows if he got pushed into it or not, but really unfortunate.
When we see some OCE action again, for anybody wondering what that's referring to, myself and Mike Rules and Marky Duda's flatmate were playing 3v3 on the Oceanic servers. It was very funny. 400 ping trying to play Rocket League. It's hilarious. What you think you see is not what's actually happening. That's really bad by Greasy to go up for that, because he's the last man and is pretty much a 50-50 at best in front of the opposing team's goal.
Get that shot, and now off the backboard, can Maestro put this on target?
No. Well, yes, but
that one's gonna be chipped.
What a save by Turbo! Fantastic save by Turbo previously.
Making so many saves right here.
Is there no reward for winning Royale? Of course there is. Yeah, it's money. I can't remember how much, but there's definitely money on the line. I can't remember how much though. Somebody in the chat will probably know.
In these final 2 games. And now, oh, not the greatest touch, and then the demo!
This is just the worst series I've ever seen Remco play. I have never seen... Oh, it's Greasy this time. Oh, sorry, my bad. I thought that was Remco and goal. I've never seen Dem Girlz look so all over the place in defense. This is appalling. So many own goals.
That's a really good thing. Like, if you miss a shot or even just make use of your forward momentum and play one of the enemy players and just either, you know, maybe steal some of their boosts or...
No, why? Pashi, why are you up for that? Oh dear, that's really bad, but they're not going to get punished. Oh my goodness, not the best clear by Pashi either. Pashi, although I did actually get to see him play, I was live casting the knockout stage, which happened before the international finals for Royale, and Pashi was not looking that solid in defense. He failed on a couple of backwards flying clears, much like we just saw right there.
Greasy there to put it in, and now just 1 goal separating these 2 teams.
This is why it's so important to make sure that you get that ball.
Well done by Remco. It didn't look like whoever was on the wall for Mocket was going to get it anyway.
Really great positioning.
What I think about Dem Girlz saying that they were owed thousands of dollars from tournaments still, I think that obviously tournaments should pay out. And I think it's a shame that they've been done out of money, which they were promised. But that's just something that happens in esports. There's some orgs out there who don't like to pay when they're supposed to.
Now we've got 1:30 left.
So I'm not surprised, but I'm not saying, oh no, I'm not surprised, it's totally fine. I am saying, like, that sucks, and it should definitely not be happening, but at the same time I'm not surprised, because some esports orgs are a bit shady. Some of them don't like to pay very quickly.
We see Dem Girlz getting caught out of rotation a lot. Just right there again, you saw that there was no one really in goal. They were rotating back. And you really don't want to try to have to make defensive plays while you're retreating, because oftentimes you find yourself backwards to the ball. You don't have enough momentum to make a really big clear outfield, so all you're doing is kind of delaying the inevitable of, you know, a lot of pressure coming in from the offense.
Actually trying to cut this in field.
Oh, man,
good try.
Remco. Really good read right there, getting that one away.
You got a little bit impatient, hit it before the bounce, so that's why it rolled.
Now, less than a minute to go. Greasy trying to get that block there, does get it, is going to pick up boost. We'll see if he can make something happen. Remco trying to get the touch. Putting Dem Girlz.
Do you think if Genesis was split, IBP would steal Pluto or keep Latch? Oh, I think that Pluto would be a better fit for IBP than Latch, but
good defense by Mocket.
I don't know, I think IBP are probably going to stick with the roster, if I had to guess. It's pretty late to be swapping anything, and they are dominating North America right now.
Dem Girlz will be knocked into the losers bracket if they lose this game. 10 seconds left. Maestro getting that pass out, blocked by Turbo.
Oh.
People are saying it's like Royale and not and ESL not paying out. Royale, yeah, they might be behind on payments. I'm sure it's possible, but they will pay out. I'm sure. ESL have been notorious for not paying out tournament winnings, regardless how small.
All the way to game 5, but Mocket Impressive
Well
performance
played by
them, as you
Mocky
can
at the
see
end,
now,
but I
them
mean,
having the shots
We Dem
on their
Girlz
goal
not
in
looking
front of
very solid at all.
That's what
Lots
I
of
was
own
saying, like,
goals.
I felt like as soon as Maka was able to
Not the
turn up
best
their
pressure.
offensive pressure, they could definitely go toe-to-toe with Weedham.
No teams have gotten the payment received for Royale. Well, I guess the money's just not available yet, but I'm sure it will be. Like,
on their part, they went from like
pro
sitting
players
on
shouldn't
their
be
half
relying
of
on
the field
tournament
for
winnings
these first two
anyway.
games
It's
for
like
the
a
majority of
bonus, I
each
feel.
game, to really bringing it to Weedham Girlz, and they're able to walk away with the wins.
Royale will be good for it. They're run
And
by
a
a
huge,
great org.
huge overtime
RLC
win as well. That
are a
was one of the
fantastic
longest
organization.
overtimes that
That's
I have
Rocket
ever
League Central,
seen,
which is on screen
in a
right now.
casted match. Well, I think it was
Great,
the longest,
great
so
org.
over 6 minutes.
Love
Maka
those guys
coming out on top.
to
They had,
bits.
14
Fantastic.
saves that game.
You see
So
this
Maka
live
used
at
defense
twitch.tv
really,
/Rocket League
shining
Central.
through
That's
in this
one word,
series,
Rocket
taking
League
down
Central.
number 1, well, number
Or,
2 ranked, I believe,
you know, you can watch the VODs
Weedham
like
Girlz
me.
Squad. So upset for them. A huge
definitely
win
check
for
that out.
their new roster, and they will be in the grand finals.
Meanwhile,